liberation or realization is there potent, it's there in a hidden way in every individual, and it can happen at any time. Nobody can say this is the time it's going to happen. And regarding lives, past lives, all of us have so many past lives. The only difference, like Krishna says in the Gita to Arjuna, you and I have gone through many lives. The only difference, you don't know and I know. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is that all of us have passed through, from my understanding. I can't prove it to you, can't put it in a test tube, sorry, but we have all passed through many, many lives. Many lives. We don't know it probably. Some may know some lives, not all. That's also possible. So, having passed through many lives, a stage comes when the mind has become mature and it has seen everything and decided, no, this is not what is required. It takes many lives perhaps to become mature. But then you can't say that one person has gone through many lives and others haven't. This we cannot say. So who knows among you how many have become mature? I can't say it. Now, when the mind becomes mature, then because there is a potential in every soul for freedom, for liberation, the conditions that are necessary for that come together somehow, and then there it happens. When I say it happens spontaneously, I am not saying that it happens like suddenly you are illumined. It's not that way. One works towards it, and at some point one decides that now I have worked enough, I've finished, I'm quiet, and then it happens. All the effort that is required takes place over many lives. And in this life, some people, while they are still young, are interested only in that. Because they have seen through, they are mature souls, they have seen through, and they know that liberation is necessary to get out of this fix. So there are, now they also need to try. You need to try till you actually through experience understand the fact that however much you do all kinds of acrobatics with your mind, it's only when the mind calms down and becomes quiet that realization is possible. But all effort is required. In the end you will let go, but before you let go you need to put in a lot of effort. So the Zen teachers give a beautiful example of the archery, where if you need to shoot at the target, let's call the target liberation, for the man, as a manner of speaking, yes. This is a target, that is liberation, and I am standing here and I know I have to hit it. I have my bow and I have my arrow. What do I do? Now, to fix the arrow on the string has to be at the right tuning. If it's too slack, the arrow is not going. Sadhana, practice. If it is too tight, the arrow is not going. It will break when you pull. So this is called the middle path, which the Buddha talked about. So in this, the mind has to be properly balanced and tuned, which is all the spiritual practices are about. Okay, then you put your arrow, which is your mind, one-pointed mind, onto this string of prepared meditation where you have gone through, and then you pull it out. It doesn't break because it is of the right frequency, and it is not slack, so the arrow is properly fixed. And then you keep the target, your eyes, and the tip of the arrow in one line. I don't know if there are archers among you, you would know, in one line, and then you pull. Okay, now you see everything together, and for a second you don't breathe. We call it keval kumbhak in yoga. You don't breathe, because if you breathe, it's gone, that whole thing for the time. So you hold it there, and then what happens if you want to hit the target? Do you keep holding it tight or do you let go? you let go. When you let go, the arrow hits the target. So, all the preparation that we do is that archery, and in the end you let go of the mind, which is saying I have to go there, I have not, all these things that come up, and then you hit the target. So, this is what I mean by spontaneous. It can happen, or yes, it may also happen in the presence of somebody who has touched it. This is possible. At least you get a whiff of it or a taste of it, so that your mind is then saying, okay, I have to find it fully in the presence of someone. Now, this is called Shaktipat. It is not as if I sit there consciously and give you some, no, it is when there is a magnet which is full of magnetism, large magnet, and there is an iron piece or iron pieces close to it. As you go closer, the iron pieces also become magnets. So, all the training that we do is basically to rub off the rust on the pieces, the rust. So, you keep, then when there is rust, there is no magnetism, it is a barrier. You clear all the rust, and then the magnet, the small piece sticks to the magnet, because, and then when you take it out, it is still a magnet. So, in the beginning, the piece might require a big magnet to get magnetic. After a while, you do the process of a permanent magnet, where there is a central cavity, and there is this copper wire wound 3.5 times around, and you pass the electricity through it, and then it becomes a permanent magnet. I am talking about that energy which I do not want to name. So, so when this could happen in two ways. One is, I discussed it with the archery and so on, when the soul has become mature. The other is in the presence of someone who has touched it. There is a lot of energy which, if you are ready to receive and you agree to receive, goes in, and then you have the first whiff or the taste of it. Then you need to work again to reach there permanently. I think this is about all I can say at the moment about this.